today's class I am going to discuss about another example for drawing the projection of solid when axis is perpendicular to HP. So here if you study this problem, a square prism of base side 40 mm and axis 60 mm is resting on its base is on the ground. Draw its projections when a face perpendicular to the VP and a face is inclined to the VP. So they are giving two types problems here. So they are giving the type of the prism is here a square prism. So a square prism of base side they are giving 40 mm and axis 60 mm is resting on its base is on the ground or on the horizontal plane. Both are same. Draw its projection when a face perpendicular to the VP. When a face perpendicular to the VP, how we will draw the projection? So when the base is on the ground giving in the problem, so we can assuming, so here assumption is very important. We will assuming axis perpendicular to the HP and draw the base of that view on the reference line on the top view as the top view. So base of that view as the top view. The true shape and size of the base is as the top view. So but here a face is perpendicular to the VP means a face. So whenever the face perpendicular to the VP, that means suppose if you take this one is a square prism, it is not a square prism. So let it assume this one is a square prism of face. So these are the faces. So we have in square prism we have four faces is there. One of the face is perpendicular to the VP. So whenever the face perpendicular to the VP, how the edges of that face? The edges of that face is look like perpendicular to the reference line. So when a face perpendicular to VP means we will draw the top view of our diagram as the base perpendicular to the reference line. Draw the side with perpendicular to the reference line. Prism. They are giving that 40 mm, side length is 40. So this is our top view of our diagram. So after drawing the top view, we will give the notations as the top view A, B, C, D. So we know that prism has having two bases. One is top base and another one is bottom face. So whenever we will draw the top view, whenever we will draw the projections to the prism, we will draw the we will give the two types of numberings. So I am giving in the top view, I am giving two types of numberings. A1, B, B1, C, C1 like that. Or you can give A1, B1, C1, D1 like that also you can give. So after drawing the top view, locating the center point by joining the diagonals, opposite diagonals, locating the center. So in the prism, the inners, so the diagonal should be drawn very thin. Only in case of pyramid, the inner edges from the center to the corner, we will draw the inner edges is also thick lines. In case of pyramids only. But in case of prisms and in case of cylinders, we will draw the inner edges very thin by using our 2H pencil. After locating the center, from the center they are giving the axis side should be 60, so that from the reference line through the center of that top view, from the reference line you can take 60 mm and we will draw the axis line first of all and draw the front view of our diagram. So because it is a prism, so whenever you can see the object from the top view direction, we will get the base and the front view is obtained as a rectangle face. But in case of pyramid, we will get the front view as a isosceles triangle faces. So this is our front view of our diagram. So make it thick, because it is the top view of front view of our diagram is always represented by using your HB pencil. This is our front view of our diagram. This is the center O, O1. So here we will get O dash and here we will get O1 dash. So whenever you can see the object from the downward direction, A dash, D dash here. So in upward, so on the top base also you can notating the points A1 dash, D1 dash. So here on bottom base we will get the B dash, C dash points. So here we will get B1 dash, C1 dash. So like that we will draw the projections. In case of prism, when axis is perpendicular to the HP or the base is on the HP, I will draw the projections like that. And coming to the second problem is here. So the base is on the ground clearly and the face is inclined to the VP. So when the base is on the ground, we can assuming the axis perpendicular to the HP and draw the true shape and size of the base as the top view of our diagram. But the top view of our diagram, when the face is inclined to the VP, so we can draw the side of that face inclined with respect to the, so that inclination is not giving here. You can take 30 degrees to the VP. So face is inclined 30 degrees to the VP. So locate a point on the reference line. From that point you can take 30 degrees angle and we will draw an inclined line, 30 degrees inclination line. On the 30 degrees inclination line we will draw a side with 40 mm as the face side. I am drawing a side with 40 mm. So after drawing a side in 30 degrees angle, so we will construct the top view as a square, because it is a square prism. So after drawing the top view, we will give the notations A, A1, because it is a prism. We will give the two types of numberings, C, C1, D, D1. This angle should be here. They are giving that 30 degrees. Now after drawing the top view, locating the center point by joining the opposite diagonals in the top view. That means, so locate the center point. From the center point we will draw the axis line. So from the reference line to the axis side they are giving that 60 mm. So from the reference line you can take 60 mm and we will draw the axis line. After drawing the axis line, from the points on the, so this is the direction of the front view, this is the direction of the front view. So now from the points on the top view, just we will draw the vertical projection lines. So whenever you can see the objects from the downward direction, point A, B, C and A1, B1, C1 is also visible, and but point D and D1 are not visible. So that points are you can locate it by using your, so you can locate it in dotted lines because it is invisible. From D, D1 will get the dotted lines. So this is, so front view is we will obtaining as a rectangle face as the front view of our diagram because it is a prism. So the lateral faces are look like a rectangle shape, so that we will get the front view as rectangle face. So here we will get A1 dash. So this point is not visible, so that D dash, which is not, if it is invisible, B dash. So here we will get C dash. So here we will get C1 dash. So here we will get B1 dash point. So here we will get D1 dash, which is invisible, and here we will get A1 dash. So like that we will draw the front view and top view and front view of our diagram. So after drawing the diagram, so we will locating the dimensions. Draw the dimensions of this problem. So they are giving the axis sides. And also the side of the square is also they are giving, so you can mention that sides also here in the problem. So this is our axis side. So this is, they are giving 40 mm side. Coming to the next important position, axis perpendicular to VP and parallel to the HP. So suppose in the problem they are giving, suppose if the base is in the VP or corner or edges on the VP is giving, so we can assuming axis perpendicular to VP. Suppose I am giving an example also here. Suppose I am taking this one is the pentagonal pyramid. So pentagonal pyramid. So axis, suppose I am giving pentagonal prism is giving in the problem. So I am explaining that problem also. When the pentagonal prism of its base is in the VP, they are giving in the problem. Suppose I am treating this one is the horizontal plane and wall is I am treating this hand. So this one is I am treating as the vertical plane. So when the base of the pentagonal prism is on the VP, means on the vertical plane. So in this view, whenever you can see the object from the side view, from the front view direction. So when the base is in the VP, the axis is look like, so this is the axis line. So the axis is also perpendicular to the VP. When the base is on the VP, so the axis is also perpendicular to the VP. With respect to vertical plane, it is perpendicular. So in this direction, whenever you can see the object from the front view direction, we will get the true shape and size of the base on the vertical plane. So that we will draw the true shape and size of the base as the front view. After drawing the front view, we will draw the top view of our diagram. So when the axis of the right solid is perpendicular to the VP, its base will be parallel to the VP. Its base will be, that means, so when the axis of the, so like that, when the axis is perpendicular, when the axis of the solid is perpendicular to the VP, so this is the position. Its base, what do you mean by this? This is the base and also this is the base. This face is always parallel to the VP. How it is look like? So this is always, so the base is look like very parallel to the VP. So then the true shape and size of the base can be viewed on the front view, and therefore first obtain the front view of the solid and then project it to obtain the top view of our diagram. So here they are giving the pentagonal prism of base side 30 mm and axis 60 mm has one of its bases in the VP. So base is in the VP, already I am discussing. So when the base is in the VP, so the assumption is we can assuming axis perpendicular to the VP. So when the axis perpendicular to VP, we will draw the projections. So draw the reference line. So draw the front view of our diagram as the true shape, as the base. So how we will draw the base? Here they are giving for drawing the base a rectangle face parallel to 15 mm above HP. How we will draw the rectangle face? So whenever we will draw the problem, you can take that face side. So draw the face of that rectangle face of that side parallel to 15 mm above HP as the front view. So take 15 mm. First of all, first problem, take 15 mm above the reference line and draw draw the face perpendicular to parallel to HP means parallel to the reference line. We will draw the side of that pentagonal prism parallel to the reference line. So after drawing a side, so we'll construct a pentagon by making an angle of 72 degrees. We will construct a pentagon by taking each angle from you can measure the we'll draw the pentagon by using the exterior angle method. So this is the front view of our diagram. So they are give face, the means side is parallel to 15 mm above HP. So take 15 mm above the reference line and we will draw a side parallel to the reference line. So this is a front view. So I am giving the notations here. So I am giving A dash. So because it is a prism, we are giving two types of numberings. B dash comma B1 dash, C dash comma C1 dash, D dash comma D1 dash, E dash comma E1 dash. After drawing the front view of our diagram, locate the center point. How we locate the center point? By making by interior angle method, or you can select for this side the fixed corner is E dash. So just we will draw a vertical line from E dash and measure that line length and locating the midpoint of that line as the center of that prism. So you can measure this line length 48. So you can take 24 mm and locate the center point. So this is the center O dash O1 dash. Next, from the center we will draw the axis line. So from the reference line to the axis line is they are giving that axis height should be 60. After that, so the direction of the top view is from the front view. From the top of the front view, we will see the object from the top of the front view. So this is the top view of our diagram, is a rectangle face. So here, whenever you can see the object from the top of the front view, point A, E, D are visible and point B and C are invisible, so that points from the points B and C we will draw the hidden line. We will draw the dotted lines because these are the invisible points. So if you see that the center of the front view, the center of the prism is passing through this corner. So but this corner is clearly visible, so that this axis is also make it thick because the axis line, so the center of the prism passing through the corner. So that is the top view, that is the front top view of our diagram. So make it front view and top view should be thick. So here we'll get A and B invisible, and here we'll get E and D, and here we'll get C, it is invisible, and D here. So here we'll get A1, B1 invisible, E1 and C1 invisible, and D. So like that we will draw the front view and top view of our diagram. And coming to the second problem is here, a face is perpendicular to the HP. So perpendicular to the HP, but the base is in the VP, it is carried to this problem also. So when the base is in the VP, you can assume the assumption is same. We can assuming the axis is perpendicular to VP. So when the axis is perpendicular to VP, we will draw the base of that view as the front view. So how we will draw the front view? Here they are giving a face is perpendicular to the HP. When the face perpendicular to the HP, when the base is in the VP, how they are giving the face here? Face. So this is the face. How it will be look like with respect to the vertical plane? This face is perpendicular to the VP. That means you can take this side. So this side with respect to the vertical plane is perpendicular to the VP. So when the face is perpendicular to the HP means we will draw the front view. In the front view we will draw the side of that face perpendicular to the reference line as the front view. So draw a side perpendicular to the reference line. With 30 mm you can construct a So this is our front view of our diagram. The shape of the front view is like that. So face perpendicular to HP means draw the side of that face perpendicular to the reference line and draw the front view of our diagram. So this is the front view. After drawing the front view, A dash and A1 dash, B dash comma B1 dash, locating the points C dash comma C1 dash, D dash comma D1 dash, E dash comma E1 dash. Now locating the center point. How will locating the center point for this edge? So here the fixed corner for this edge, fixed corner is C. So I am measuring the distance from C to this line length. So I am measuring this line length. I am locating the center. So here I am locating the center. So this is the center of that line length. O dash comma O1 dash. After locating the center, we will draw the axis line. From that center, we will draw the axis line. So the axis height is they are giving 60 mm. So the top view as a rectangle face. I will draw the top view as a rectangle face. So here D is visible and B is invisible. So that this is also thick. So this is the direction of the top view. A, B, C are clearly visible and E, D, C are visible and A, B are invisible here. So E comma A and here D comma B and C. So here we'll get E1 comma A1 and here we'll get D1 comma B1 and here we'll get C1 point. So like that we will draw the front view and top view of our diagram. After drawing the diagram, so we'll draw the projections also, we'll draw the dimensions also. In the first problem they are giving this dimension is 15 mm. So the front view is 15 mm above HP, so that I will locate that one also, and they are giving the dimensions, the side of the pentagon is also they are giving, so we will locating that one also. So this is 30 and the axis height is also they are giving. So this is equal to 60. So like that we will draw this. So this is the first problem and this is the second problem. And coming to the third problem is here. A face is inclined at 45 degrees to the HP. So it is also same. Carrying base is in the VP and the face is inclined 45 degrees to the HP. 45 degrees to the HP means, so locate a point on the reference line. We will draw the 45 degrees angle line. From that point we will draw the 45 degrees inclined line. On that 45 degrees inclined line, we will draw the side of that base. So what is the side of that base? 30. So I am drawing a side. Face is inclined means we will draw the side of that face in 30 degrees inclined manner. After that, from the intersect, from the corners, we will construct a pentagon. So by taking each angle should be 72. We will construct the front view of our diagram in 45 degrees inclined manner. So this is the front view of our diagram. After drawing the front view, I will give the notations on the front view as A dash comma A1 dash. So this is B dash comma B1 dash and this is C dash comma C1 dash. So D dash comma D1 dash and this is E dash comma E1 dash. Now from the front view we will draw the vertical projection lines. So here also you can locating the center point of the front view. So after that we will draw. So for this so here the fixed corner is this one, or you can make. So from this one we will draw we'll locate the midpoint of this line. So you can measure the line length of this one, 48. So here we get the center point. So here you can draw the center of the pentagonal prism. So after locating the center, through the center we will draw the axis line. So the axis height is they are giving 60 mm. So this is the direction of the top view should be, you can see the from the front, from the top of the front view, you can see the top view direction. So E, D, A are visible, but the point B is invisible here. So draw the front view, the top view as a rectangle face. So here, so this is A and A1, and this is E1, and this is B, so which is invisible, located in brackets, B1. So here we will get D, comma D1, and C, comma C1. So like that we will draw the projections. When the axis is inclined, or the base is on the VP, or the edge is on the VP, so we'll draw the projections like that. Coming to the next problem, axis parallel to both HP and VP. Axis parallel to both HP and VP. So suppose I am taking a pentagonal prism. So this one is an example for pentagonal prism, where a pentagonal prism of base side 30 mm, they are giving the base side. So this is the base. So this is the base, and also this is the top base, and this is the bottom base. So this side length is, they are giving that 30 mm in the problem, and axis side, total axis side. So the axis side through the top base and bottom base is, they are giving 60 mm, and which is resting on one of its rectangular faces on the HP. One of its rectangular faces. So here in the prism, these are the rectangular faces. So these are the rectangular faces. In the pentagonal prism, we have 5 rectangular faces. One of the rectangle faces is on the HP, means, so this is, so on the HP means on the ground. So whenever the one of the rectangle face on the HP, what is the axis inclination? So here if you see that the axis inclination, suppose if you treated this one is the ground or horizontal plane, and this is the vertical plane. So the axis is look like axis is parallel to both horizontal plane and also vertical plane. So in this position, whenever you can see the object from the side view direction, we will obtain the, so this is the side view direction. Whenever you can see the object from the side view, we will get the base of that view on the side view only. So here the base of that view, the true shape and size of the base can be drawn as the side view. After drawing the side view, so this is the direction of the front view, and this is the direction of the top view. So whenever you can see the object from the front view and the top view, we will get the rectangle face as the front view and the top view of our diagram. So when the rectangle face is on the HP, so the axis is look like parallel to both HP and VP. So in this condition, in this position, so the side view shows the true shape and size of the base. So we will draw the base of that view as the side view. After drawing the side view, we will draw the front view and the top view of our diagram. So whenever the rectangle face in the VP, how we will draw the projection? So that is very, very important. Draw the side view of our diagram first of all. So draw the reference line. After drawing the reference line, so draw the side view. Rectangle face is on the HP, means side is on the HP. So we will draw a side on the reference line as the top view, as the side view of our diagram. Draw a side on the reference line is side view of that side is on the reference line with 30 mm. Draw a side with 30 mm as the side view. Now we will construct the pentagon, because the side view of that base is a pentagon, so that we will construct a pentagon. By following the exterior angle method, we will construct a pentagon. So the side view. First we will draw the side view of our diagram. So here the type of the solid is a prism, so that I will give the notations. So I am giving here A double dash side view, so that we will give the notations with the small letters with the double dashes. A double dash comma A1 double dash, B double dash comma B1 double dash, C double dash comma C1 double dash, D double dash comma D1 double dash. So E double dash comma E1 double dash. So after drawing the side view, so this is the side view of our diagram. So locating the center point. So fixed corner is here. For this side BC, the fixed corner is E. So from point E dash, just we will draw a vertical line and measure that line length. So this corner to this side length. So you can measure this line length and locating the center of that pentagon, or you can from the corners you can take 36 and you can 36 degrees angle and we will draw the center of that base also. So this is a simple method. Just you can identify the fixed corner and draw the vertical line to that side and measure that line length and find out the center of that one. This is simple way. So take 24 mm here. So this is the center of that side view. O double dash comma O1 double dash. Now after drawing the side view, so draw the another reference line. Take some distance and draw the another reference line, x1 y1 line. After drawing the another reference line, from the intersecting point of xy and x1 y1, I will draw the meter line with an angle of 45 degrees. Draw the meter line. After drawing the meter line, from the side view point, from the side view, we will draw the vertical projection lines and also horizontal projection lines. So this is the direction of the top view is this one, and the direction of the side view, the direction of the front view is this is the direction of the front view. So whenever you can see the object from the top view direction, A, E, D visible, B and C are invisible. In the front view direction, A, B, E visible and D and C are invisible. So from the invisible points, you will get the dotted lines. So draw the projections, vertical projection lines up to the meter line. So from the intersecting points of the meter line, just we will draw the horizontal projectors. So draw the projections, horizontal projection lines from the intersecting points. Next, in the front view direction also we will draw the horizontal projection lines. So just you can take some distance and you will draw the one of the base in vertical direction like that, and take the axis side should be 60 and we will draw the rectangle face. 60 you can take 60 axis side and we will draw the front view as the rectangle face and projecting this one in this direction also. So both the top view and front view shows as a rectangle face. Both the top view and front view. So like that we will draw the projection. So here, whenever you can see the object from the front view direction, A, E and B are visible. So here you will get A dash, comma, D dash point. So here you will get A1 dash, comma, D1 dash point. And here you will get E dash point. So here you will get E1 dash. So here you will get B dash, comma, C dash. So D dash is invisible here. So C dash is invisible. B1 dash, comma, C1 dash. So whenever you can see the object from the top view direction, E, A, D are visible and B and C are invisible. So that B invisible and C is also invisible and D is visible and E is also visible and A is also visible. So we'll get the notations like that. E1, B1 and A1. Like that we will draw the projections. When the axis is parallel to both HP and VP, it is always perpendicular to the profile plane so that the true shape and size of the view can be obtained in the side view. So first of all we will draw the side view. In the problem they are giving the rectangle face is on the HP and axis is parallel to VP. Whenever the rectangle face is on the HP, the axis is look like parallel to both HP and VP, so that we will draw the front view. So how we will draw the side view of our diagram? How we will draw the side view means when rectangle face is on the HP, we will draw the side view of that side is we will draw first of all on the reference line. After that we will construct the front view of side view of our diagram. So after constructing the side view by projecting the horizontal projection lines and also vertical projection lines after drawing the meter line, so we will get both the front view and the top view of our diagrams like that. So after that we will give the notation. So this axis line height is they are giving here. So this is they are giving in the problem, and also the side of the base. So you can mention all the dimensions. So this is they are giving that 30 mm and this is they are giving 60 height. So height should be 60. So here axis height, when the axis parallel to both HP and VP, so the axis of the front view and top view can be drawn in a horizontal manner like that. So the axis line also I am representing here. Here the axis line in the top view, so the point E, through point E the axis line and so the center of the axis line passes through that, so it will be thick line. A tetrahedron of edges. So this is also one type of problem. So many times they are asking, a tetrahedron of edge 70 mm has a face is in the VP and an edge of that face is perpendicular to the HP. Draw its projections. And the second problem is here, a tetrahedron of edge 65 mm is resting on a face is on the HP such that the edge is parallel to and 20 mm in front of the VP. Draw its projections. So we know that the tetrahedron is a type of a polyhedron having 4 equal triangular faces. So here, so when a tetrahedron is giving, we will draw the front view or top view of that base as the triangle. So how we will draw the triangle here? So first problem is here, when the face is in the VP. How we can assuming when the face is in the VP? So we can assuming axis perpendicular to the VP and draw the front view of our diagram. How we will draw the front view of our diagram? So they are giving an edge of that face perpendicular to the HP. Perpendicular to the HP means we will draw the edge or the side of that diagram perpendicular to the reference line as the front view. Edge is 70. So with 70 mm we will draw the edge with 70 as the front view, because face is in the VP. We can assuming axis perpendicular to the VP. Draw the edge with 70. Now we can take with 70 mm from the corners of that face, just we will draw the arcs and draw the triangle, equilateral triangle face. So tetrahedron is also one type of polyhedron. So here the inner edges is also you can draw thick line, drawn as thick line. But here how we will find out the center of this one? So we know that what is the angle. So here you can take. So the angle. So angle should be you can draw because it is the equilateral triangle. So you can draw the angle is here with an angle of 60 degrees. So by taking 30 degrees and we will find out the center of that front view of our diagram. By taking from all the corners you can take 30 and draw the center of that triangles. So this is the center. So here inner edges is also make it thick. So this is the front view of our diagram. So here I am locating A dash. So here I am locating B dash and here I am locating C dash. So after locating the one from the center of that front view, we will draw the axis line. But axis height is how much they are giving here. So if it is a tetrahedron, so tetrahedron is having 4 equilateral triangle faces. So the axis height is also you can take the edge height, that is 70 mm. But here you can find the true length. How we will find the true length? So we can selecting, we can measure here. So here if you see that here the axis side can be drawn. So you can selecting the corner. So here if you see that here O dash and B dash line is which is parallel to the reference line. So here B dash referent from the projection. If you draw the projection from B dash, we will draw the true length of the line. How we will draw we will draw the B dash like that. So we will draw the true length. So here from B dash we will draw the arc with an angle of arc with 70 mm. The axis side should be drawn with the true length of the line. With 70 you can take. So from this corner, because O dash and B dash I am selecting, it is the true length of the line. So whenever only in case of tetrahedron, so we will draw the projections like that. In case of octahedron also. So this line length should be 75, not the axis side here. So the axis side can be drawn like that. So this line length should be 70 here, not the axis side. So tetrahedron is having 4 triangle faces, not the axis side should be here, not is equal to the edge of the tetrahedron in case in case of tetrahedron. So this line should represent about the edge, so the axis side. So we can take the true length should be drawn in this angle, so in this point. So because O dash and B dash are you can draw O dash and B dash is parallel to the reference line, you can selecting that one as the true length of the line, and we will draw the problem. So this is the construction of our problem, first problem. So after that we will give the notations. So they are giving and this side. This is 70 and this is also 70. This is the first problem, and coming to the second problem is here a tetrahedron of edge 65 mm is resting on a face is on the HP. We know that when the face is on the HP, we can assuming the axis is perpendicular to HP, so that the base of that view is we will obtain on the top view, so that we will draw the top view. But how we will draw the top view? Such that an edge is parallel to 20 mm in front of the VP. So edge can be drawn parallel to the VP, means we will draw the edge of that tetrahedron parallel to the reference line by taking 20 mm distance from the reference line. You can take 20 mm distance. I am taking 20 mm distance and draw the edge with 65 mm. Edge. So here draw the top view as a triangle. Now you can measuring this line length of this edge, measuring the line length of this edge and draw the arc here, and from this corner you can cut that arc and will construct the top view of our diagram. Only in case of tetrahedron, the axis side is in not only in tetrahedron, in octahedron also the axis side. Whenever we will draw the axis side is not equal to the edge here. Only in case of cube, that axis side is which is equal to the side. So this is our top view of our diagram. After drawing the top view, so we locate the center. How we will locate in the center? So with an angle of 30 degrees, we will draw the inclined lines. So interior angle method we can follow. So that this edges is also make it thick. So this is O and this is A and this is point B and this is point C. If you observe here in the first problem, corner to any one of the side is you can take parallel. Whenever we will draw the axis line, you can take corner to the any one of edge is parallel to the reference line. So whenever it is parallel to the reference line, we will draw the projection up to the reference line, and with the length of edge we will draw the axis line. How we will draw the axis line? Here if you see that in this problem, OA and OC and OB are not parallel to the reference line. So this one is, so in this problem how we will draw the projection? So here in this problem, just taking O as center, OA as radii, or taking O as center, OC as a radii. Just we will draw the arc. After drawing the arc, from the center of that top view, just we will draw a horizontal line. So I am locating this point as C1. how it will be look like with respect to the reference line. So OC1 will be parallel to the reference line. So from point C1 we will draw the vertical projection line up to reference line, and we will draw the axis line with the length of edge. So here just through the center, just I am drawing the axis line like that. So from the reference line, so with the edge length 65 mm, so from this corner, from this point, just we will draw the arc. So locate, this is the center O dash. So this is C1 dash. Now from all the points on the top view, just we will draw the vertical projection line. So here the center is passing through the point O, so that this is also thick line. This line O dash and C1 dash, so with the length of O dash and C1 dash, we can locate the center of that axis. So here we will get A dash, so here we will get B dash, and here we will get C dash. So after drawing the problem, so we will draw the dimensions of this problem also. And so this line O dash and C dash represent the true length of the line. This line is 65, and this is also 65. Axis inclined to the HP and parallel to the VP. So in previous, so we can learning about the plane surface. In case of plane surface, whenever a plane surface inclined to the HP and perpendicular to the VP, so in that position we will draw the projections by using the change of position method. So here also we can follow. In case of axis is inclined to the HP and parallel to VP, or any axis is inclined to VP and parallel to the HP, our axis is inclined to both HP and VP. In this condition, we can we will draw the projections by using the change of position method, and also we will draw the projections by using change of reference method also. So I am already discussing what is the change, how we will draw the projections is in change of position method. So when the axis is inclined to the HP and parallel to the VP, the projections are drawn in two stages by using the change of position method. In the first stage, two stages, we will draw the projections. In the first stage, in case of plane surfaces, we can assuming plane surface parallel to the HP. Whenever a base or corner, whenever the base or corner or diagonal or diameter is on the HP is giving the problem, so we can assuming plane surface parallel to HP. But in case of solids, so we can assuming, suppose if the base, solid of its edge of the base or the corner or triangle face or the slant edge or the generator is on the HP is giving in the problem. So in the initial stage, we can assuming axis perpendicular to HP and draw the first top view and first front view of our diagram. So draw the first top view as the base and draw the first front view as suppose it is a prism, we will draw the rectangle face. Suppose it is a pyramid, we will draw the triangle face. And coming to the second stage is here axis inclination position. So axis inclination with respect to HP here. So we can redraw the first front view, and we can construct the second front view with an angle of inclination with respect to HP. So we can tilted the first front view with an angle of inclination with respect to HP and redrawn the first front view. So that is our second front view of our diagram. So after drawing the second front view, draw the vertical projection lines in downward direction. Similarly, draw the horizontal projection lines from the first top view and locating the corresponding intersecting points and join all of them, we will obtain the second top view of our diagram. So this is the position. When the axis is inclined to HP and parallel to VP, we will draw the projections like that. So here they are giving the example. So here a pentagonal prism of base side 30 mm and axis 60 mm has a corner on the HP and axis is inclined at 45 degrees to the HP. Draw the projections when the plane containing the resting corner and axis is parallel to the VP. So here the type of the prism they are giving is here. The type of the prism is a pentagonal prism. It is resting on the corner is on the HP and axis is inclined 45 degrees to the HP. So here when the corner is on the HP and also when the axis is inclined to the HP given in the problem, so in the initial stage we can assuming axis perpendicular to the HP. Suppose in next position, if the axis is inclined to VP condition, we can assuming axis perpendicular to VP and draw the first front view. But here the axis is inclined 45 degrees to the HP. So that we will draw the first top view of our diagram. So for that one I am drawing the reference line first of all. After drawing the reference line we will draw the front view. How we will draw the front view of our diagram? So first top view of our diagram. So they are giving the corner and the pentagonal prism. So draw the corner. So I am already discussing whenever corner is giving how we will draw the shape of the pentagon or how we will draw the shape of the pentagon. So just we will draw a side with 30 mm. So this is the top view of our diagram. After drawing the top view, so we'll give the notations here: A1, B, B1, C, C1, D, D1, E, E1. Now locating the center point. So how we'll draw the center point of the top view? So for this side, so the fixed corner is C, C1. Just we will draw the horizontal projection line. So measure this line length, we will get 45. So you can measure the midpoint of this one and locate the center point here. So from the center we will draw the axis line. So the axis height is they are giving 60 mm. So this is the first front view of our diagram. So I am locating here A dash, E dash. and P dash comma D dash point and C dash point, C1 dash, B1 dash comma D1 dash and A1 dash comma E1 dash. So this is the simple position. In simple position we will draw the first top view and first front view of our diagram, and coming to the next position is axis inclination position. Take some distance, locate a point on the reference line and draw the axis is inclined 45 degrees to the HP. So take 45 degrees angle and we will draw the axis line. Just we will draw the axis line like that. So how we can tilt it? Corner is on the HP. So which corner? So here in the diagram in the first top view the corner is here C dash. So the corner is resting on the HP. They are clearly giving. So whenever you can tilt it, we will draw the front view. First front view is tilted with an angle of 45 degrees. So we can tilt it that axis line with 45 degrees. Whenever you can tilt it the axis line with 45 degrees, you can place the corner is on the HP means you can tilt it the corner is on the reference line. Like that you can tilt it the axis line with an angle of 45 degrees. So I am tilting this line. So for that one I am measuring the line length here. Just I am measuring the line length of the one of the base. So 45. Just I am drawing. So I am measuring the length from this corner to the center of axis line center. I am measuring this line length is also 23. So in this direction I am taking 23 mm and you can tilt it. The axis line should be 45 degrees. Just we will draw the diagram. This length is should be here 45. By using the mini drafter, these lines are drawn very easily. Whenever you can draw, we can tilt it the axis line with an angle of 45 degrees. So we will draw this axis. So this one, so total is tilted in 45 degrees inclined manner. Total top view, total front view is tilted. Make it this front view should be thick because these are the final views. So we can make it this second front view should be thick. Now we can measure the distance from point to point A. Measure the distance from C to B in the top view, in the front view. So with that distance I am locating C1 dash and B1 dash. So here you will get A1 dash comma E1 dash, A dash comma E dash. So here you will get the center. So here you will get B dash comma D dash, and here you will get the corner. Corner is on the HP means we will tilt the axis line with respect to the corner, resting on the HP. So A1 dash comma E1 dash, and this one is C1 dash, and so this is B1 dash comma D1 dash. After drawing, so this is the second front view, and this angle of inclination is they are giving that axis is inclined 45 degrees. So this is 45 degrees. So after drawing the second front view, draw the vertical projection lines from the points on the front view. Draw the vertical projection lines. This will draw the vertical projection lines. Similarly, from the first top view, draw the horizontal projection lines. Draw the horizontal projection lines. Now locating the corresponding intersecting point. So here A1 dash A dash vertical line and A dash horizontal line. So here we'll get A1 point and here we'll get E1 point. Next B dash. So here we'll get the B point. Next here we'll get D point. Next here we'll get C point. Similarly A1 B1. So here we'll get A1 point and here we'll get E1 point. Again here we'll get D1 point and here we'll get B1 point and here we'll get C1 point. So this is the direction of the second top view. Whenever you can see the object from the second top view, total this base will be clearly visible. This base will be clearly visible, but in the bottom base, only the from this corner to this center will be visible, and this base. So this C dash is invisible here. So first of all, we'll joining A1 and E1 here. Joining A1 and E1. Similarly, B1, A1 and B1, B1 and C1, because it is a thick. We'll get the base. So base is look like a pentagon. So we'll get the two bases as the pentagonal shape. After that, we will joining the lateral edges, longitudinal edges. So here A is also visible, joining A, E, and also AB line, and also ED line is also visible, but C is visible, so invisible, so that we'll get the dotted lines from the C. We'll get the dotted lines. From the C, because the point C is invisible here. After that, we will draw the longitudinal edges, joining D, D1, E, E1. Similarly, A, A1 longer edge and B, B1 longer edge, but C, C1 is invisible, so that we will get the dotted lines here. So this is our required diagram. When the axis is inclined to HP, we will draw the projections like that. So in this position, so when a corner is on the HP is giving and axis is inclined to 45 degrees to the HP, we will draw the projections in two stages. In initial stage, we can assuming the axis perpendicular to the HP and draw the first top view as the base, and they are giving the corner, so we will draw the shape of the diagram is like that. So we will draw a side perpendicular to the HP, perpendicular to the reference line, and construct our diagram as the top view. So after drawing the top view, locating its center point, from that center we will draw the axis line with an axis line with the length of 60 mm and construct the front view as a rectangle face. Now you can tilt the first front view with an angle of inclination 45 degrees, keeping the corner is resting on the reference line. So this is our problem. So this is 30 they are giving, and the axis height is also they are giving 60 mm. So this is 60.